I have a doctor's
Okay, the meeting of the
appointment.
Atlantic County Board of Commissioners is called to order in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act of the State of New Jersey. Adequate notice of this meeting of the Atlantic County Board of Commissioners was provided in the following manner. Published in the Press of Atlantic City and mailed to the Hamilton Gazette, and has been posted on the bulletin boards in the county office building in Atlantic City, Stillwater building in Northfield, and the county clerk's office in Mays Landing. Okay, I have an opening prayer.
We do. Almighty God, we pray for the strength and courage to work towards a nation and world of peace and understanding. Grant that our decisions be wise, our principles sound, and our performance in office faithful. Amen.
Stand and face the flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I just have one thing I want to, we'll have a roll call. I'll do that first.
Chairwoman Commissioner Corsi and Commissioner Gatto are attending virtually today. Ballas?
Here.
Bertino?
Here.
Burns?
here.
Corsi?
Present.
Days?
Here?
Gatto?
Here.
Parker?
Present.
Risley?
Here.
Kern?
Here. Okay, I just have something I'd like to mention. The elevator replacement scheduled for Stillwater Building. Access by elevator to the county Stillwater Building here at 201 South Shore Road in Northfield will be temporarily unavailable beginning Monday, November 18th and continuing through late December for full replacement of the elevator. In-person access to the commissioner meetings after November 18th will only be available through the front entrance and stairway. The public will have virtual access to the commissioners' meeting available through the county website. Okay, commissioners had an opportunity to review the minutes from October 15th, 2024. I'll entertain a motion to adopt the October 15, 2024 minutes as presented.
Moved. Second?
Moved by Commissioner Bowles, seconded by Commissioner Days. Any commissioner comments? Okay, call the roll.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes. Anyone attending in person who would like to speak regarding an agenda item or a public comment, please come to the podium, speak into the microphone, state your name and the town where you reside. You will be provided up to 3 minutes to speak. If you are attending virtually and would like to speak, please raise your hand during the agenda item or a public comment at the end. I will call upon your name and a request to unmute will be sent. Please state your name and the town you reside. You will also be provided up to 3 minutes to speak. Okay, that brings us right into our ordinance, is with ordinance number 3.
Bond ordinance providing for the acquisition and payment of the purchase price of real property commonly known as 5914 Main Street in the Township of Hamilton, Mays Landing, buying in the County of Atlantic, State of New Jersey, and appropriating $2,625,000, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $2,500,000 bonds or notes to finance the part of the cost thereof, first reading.
Move. Second.
Okay, moved by Commissioner Bertino, seconded by Commissioner Parker. Any commissioner comments? Anything from the public? Or is this a first reading? I'm sorry, so nothing from the public. Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Now we have bond ordinance number 8 for first reading as well.
Ordinance designating the intersection of Zion Road, County Route 615, and Oak Avenue, a municipal street in the city of Northfield as an all-way stop intersection, first reading.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Parker, seconded by Commissioner Burns. Any commissioner comments? Seeing here none, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Now we go into our grant with resolution 550, please.
Grant application and acceptance from the New Jersey Department of Health for the civil money penalty reinvestment funding, amount not to exceed $2,346.
Move. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Bertino, seconded by Commissioner Parker. Any commissioner comments? Sorry, Commissioner, I'm looking at, obviously it wasn't with it, Commissioner Ballas, seconded by Commissioner Ballas. Any commissioner comments? Seeing and hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Patino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Forsy?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
yes,
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 551, please.
Amending Resolution Number 331, adopted on July 2nd, 2024, a grant from the New Jersey Department of Law and Public Safety to accept sub-grant funding for the Sexual Assault Response Team Forensic Nurse Examiner Program. Net increase $1,711.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Burns, seconded by Commissioner Parker. Any commissioner comments? Seeing and hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Forsy?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
yes,
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 552, please.
Amending Resolution Number 618, adopted on November 21st, 2023, a grant from the New Jersey Department of Human Services, Division of Aging Services for additional funding for the fiscal year 2024 Older Americans Act Area Plan Grant. Net increase $2,294,541.
Move. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Parker, seconded by Commissioner Bertino. Any commissioner comments? Seeing and hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Patino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
yes,
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 553.
Grant application and acceptance from the New Jersey Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse through the Division of Mental Health and Addiction Services for the Atlantic County Municipal Alliance for the Prevention of Drug and Alcohol Abuse Program. Amount not to exceed $15,000.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Burns, seconded by Commissioner Days. Any commissioner comments? Seeing and hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Forsy?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
yes,
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 554.
Grant application and acceptance from the New Jersey Department of Human Services, Division of Mental Health and Addiction Services for an alcohol education and rehabilitation grant. Funded amount $760,513. County cash match $107,437.
Move. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Ballas, seconded by Commissioner Parker. Any commissioner comments? Seeing and hearing none, anything from the public? We'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Patino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Forsy?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
yes,
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 555.
Amending Resolution Number 155, adopted on April 2nd, 2024, a grant from the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety for the Atlantic Cape May counties non-motorized pedestrian bicycle grant. Net increase $109,600.
Move. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Parker, seconded by Commissioner Days. Any commissioner comments? Seeing and hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Forsy?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
yes,
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 556.
Grant application and acceptance from the New Jersey Department of Human Services, Division of Aging Services for the 2025 statewide respite care program. Amount not to exceed $270,000.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Burns, seconded by Commissioner Bertino. Any commissioner comments? Seeing and hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Forsy?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
yes,
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 557.
Grant application and acceptance from the New Jersey Division of Mental Health and Addiction Services for the County Opioid Epidemic Innovation Project Grant to be used for recovery support centers and provide services to family members of opioid overdose death victims. Amount not to exceed $151,271.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Burns, seconded by Commissioner Parker. Any commissioner comments? Seeing and hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
yes,
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern.
Yes, motion carries. We have a competitive contracts with Resolution 558.
Amending Resolution Number 158, adopted on April 2nd, 2024, a competitive contract with Rehab Professional Services Incorporated for the provision of physical, occupational, and speech therapy services to residents of Meadowview Nursing and Rehabilitation Center to extend the term date, net increase $135,000.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Parker, seconded by Commissioner Burns. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Patino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
yes,
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
yes,
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
yes,
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. We go into bid contracts with Resolution 559.
Bid contract with Deluxe Italian Bakery and Lucas Bakery for furnishing and delivering miscellaneous bread and bakery products to Atlantic County Cooperative, amount not to exceed $69,877.75.
Move.
second,
Moved by Commissioner Ballas, seconded by Commissioner Risley. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Patino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
yes,
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
yes,
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
yes,
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 560.
Bid contract with Primo Land Dairies Limited Liability Company for milk and dairy requirements to members of the Atlantic County Cooperative, amount not to exceed $392,386.
Move.
second,
Moved by Commissioner Bertino, seconded by Commissioner Risley. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Patino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
yes,
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
yes,
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
yes,
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 561.
Bid contract with Keep Commissary Network Limited Liability Company for inmate commissary services for the Atlantic County Justice Facility, revenue generating.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Parker, seconded by Commissioner Burns. Any commissioner comments? Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Patino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
yes,
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
yes,
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
yes,
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 562.
Bid contract with Aramark Correctional Services Limited Liability Company for laundry management services at the Atlantic County Justice Facility, amount not to exceed $284,112.
Move.
second,
Moved by Commissioner Ballas, seconded by Commissioner Risley. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Patino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
yes,
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
yes,
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
yes,
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 563.
Bid contract with various vendors for the provision of kitchen and catering supplies, amount not to exceed $93,784.31.
Moved.
Moved by Commissioner Burns, seconded by Commissioner Bertino. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Pallas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
yes,
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
yes,
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
yes,
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 564.
Bid contract with Jersey Architecture Door and Supply Incorporated for the door maintenance and repairs at various county locations, amount not to exceed $331,000.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Parker, seconded by Commissioner Burns. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
yes,
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
yes,
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
yes,
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 565.
Bid contract with South State Incorporated for the storm system drainage improvements at the Galloway Township Library, amount not to exceed $1,197,900.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Parker, seconded by Commissioner Days. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
yes,
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
yes,
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
yes,
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 566.
Bid contract with Alaska Mechanical Incorporated for the new HVAC and generator at the Galloway Township Library, amount not to exceed $2,581,600.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Parker, seconded by Commissioner Days. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
yes,
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
yes,
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
yes,
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. We have our change orders with 567, please.
Change order number 1, a contract with Walters Marine Construction Incorporated for work on Egg Harbor Greenbank Road, Section 11, in Galloway Township to extend the term date only, no additional cost.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Burns, seconded by Commissioner Bertino. Any commissioner comments? Seeing hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Alice?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Horsey?
yes,
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 568.
Change order number 5, a contract with H4 Enterprises Limited Liability Company for site work at the Atlantic County Estill Manor Park to extend the term date only, no additional cost.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Burns, seconded by Commissioner Parker. Any commissioner comments? Seeing hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Horsey?
yes,
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 569, please.
Change order number 2, a contract with Providence Auto Group Limited Liability Company for preventative maintenance on county vehicles, net increase $16,000.
Moved. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Parker, seconded by Commissioner Ballas, seconded by Commissioner Days. Any commissioner comments? Seeing here none, anything from the public? Have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Horsey? Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 570 under leases.
Lease agreement with Main Street Landing Limited Liability Company to occupy property located at 5914 Main Street, Mays Landing for county business operations, amount not to exceed $47,796.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Parker, seconded by Commissioner Burns. Any commissioner comments?
Madam Chair.
Amen.
Commissioner? Commissioner Gatto?
Thanks, Chairwoman. I just wonder if we should have Jerry just kind of give the Commissioner Board and the public an understanding of, you know, what we're currently doing with that building, and then why we're moving to the purchase. Just what that strategy is with our county offices.
Mr. Del Rosso?
I think you're good just where you are.
Just right here? Okay. So, as you know, we've been looking to put the Board of Elections in their own space. They, as you know, they were at Atlantic Avenue in Mays Landing, and we had to move out of that building. They had some problems with the roof, and they weren't prepared to fix the roof. And then we had some issues with leaking through the glass wall. That building, if you've ever seen that building, it looks identical to the building we're in Atlantic City, and so it was leaking there. And we put them in, if you remember, in a space in Egg Harbor City. They had a sewer spill there, and then we found out that we were actually monitoring wells on the entire piece of property there. Then we tried to buy the Teamsters building, that fell through. We got their pro forma. We thought that the price was right in where the appraisal was. They then told us that they wanted to sell it for more money, and we didn't accept it. So we put them in the old criminal courthouse. But they really don't, I mean, if you look at the way they're set up, we are borrowing space from the Board of Taxation for their regular meetings. For training, we were using the county library. So we've been looking at for other spaces. We went to a bank in Mays Landing. We went to, it's located on Route 50. That was owned by a union. They moved out and needed about $200,000 worth of work. So we looked at the space directly across the street, 5914. They were willing to lease us the space. The Board of Elections told us they didn't want to walk across the street during the election, so we didn't look at the building again. In the meantime, the owner actually called and told us that the building had been for sale for almost 2 years. So we began looking at the building from the point of view of, if we owned the building, you know, what was the benefit to us. So there's about 8,000 square feet on the first floor. The state is on the second floor. The public defender's up there, and the public defender was going to stay. They told us that they were just working through the leasing arrangements through the state. So we made the offer to buy the building. We got the appraisals, did a structural analysis, we did an environmental, and they all met, you know, what we required to meet. So we made that offer. So in the short term, we're leasing the building, and that's what I think this resolution says. We'll lease the building until the end of the year. In the meantime, county council is working with their council, the owner's council, for the building to go through the paperwork to the actual sale. So that's, you got that in your ordinance, where we were actually, that the sale price and our appraisal was at $2.5 million. So that's where we are today. We had the Board of Election walk through. They've been using the building, you know, prior to the election, during the election, so now within the next couple of weeks, I'll meet with them again, and we'll begin going ahead and looking at how they would like to see, you know, the initial phase will have about 6,200 square feet, and then we'll work with the other tenants that are in the back that will be leaving, you know, based on the leases that they presently have. That's the story.
Thank you, Jerry. Commissioner Ballas, did you have something else you wanted to?
Yeah, just, Jerry, so we're, after the first year, we're buying it for $2.5 million. That ordinance is about, is this $47,000 going to come off that price, or we're just giving them an extra $47,000?
No,
It's a year lease.
yes.
It's a year lease. We entered into a year lease, and it's broken down to about $4,500 a month. So the lease goes away, we purchase the building.
Okay, so it's not going to be $47,000.
But you do it for a full year, how much the full year is
Right,
going to.
exactly.
If there are any, you know, if something were to come up with the owner, whatever the case may be, we should, they did.
Right, okay.
Okay, thank you, Jerry. Any other commissioner comments, questions for Jerry?
I mean, just to follow, Roman, I mean, we had a very productive conversation with Hamilton Township. I think it's a great move to have everything right there on Main Street, not only to have our election officials together, but just from an activity perspective, you know, for Hamilton Township to have that amount of activity continuing on Main Street, I think it can only help to help grow that Main Street area. So I think it's a good thing.
Thank you, Commissioner. Anything from the public?
Creed Poe.
What's that?
Creed Poe.
Oh, okay. Mr. Pogue? Mr. Pogue? Mr. Pogue?
Muted.
He's muted?
He's unmuted.
He's unmuted.
He has to unmute himself.
Mr. Pogue, did you have something you wanted to say on this resolution?
Go for it.
Okay. Just move on. Okay. We'll try to get them at the end too, if they start something. Try to do it. Okay. Resolution, okay, we'll have, we'll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 571, please.
Resolution designating the Atlantic County Department of Human Services, Public Health Division, Substance Abuse Services Unit as the administrator of the Atlantic County 12-hour and 48-hour Intoxicated Driver Resource Center.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Burns, seconded by Commissioner Risley. Any commissioner comments? Seeing and hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 572, please.
Approving a cooperative agreement between the Division of Family Development, Office of Child Support Services, and the Atlantic County Sheriff's Office for Title 4D Child Support Warrant Service Reimbursement Program, amount not to exceed $240,025.23.
Moved. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Ballas, seconded by Commissioner Burns. Any commissioner comments? Seeing and hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 573, please.
Alternate method contract with Trapeze Software Group Incorporated, doing business as as TripSpark Technologies for the provision of software maintenance for the transportation unit, amount not to exceed $138,605.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Bertino, seconded by Commissioner Ballas. Any commissioner comments? Seeing and hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, Robert, roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 574.
Amending Resolution Number 351, adopted on July 2nd, 2024, a memorandum of agreement with the Atlantic County Sheriff's Office and Stockton University to provide Sheriff Patrol services to correct the term date only revenue generating.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Burns, seconded by Commissioner Days. Any commissioner comments? Seeing and hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 575, please.
Memorandum of agreement with the Atlantic County Sheriff's Office and Stockton University for the provision of Sheriff Patrol services, amount not to exceed $679,665.
Moved.
Second. Moved by Commissioner Days, seconded by Commissioner Burns. Any commissioner comments?
Yeah, Jerry, this 679, not to exceed, is then reimbursed by Stockton for their patrols, correct?
Correct, yes. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Any other commissioner comments? Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 576.
Amending Resolution Number 215, adopted on May 7, 2024, an alternate method contract with Election Systems and Software for the Election Day Test Support, pre-election testing of voting machines and electronic poll books, licenses and warranties with maintenance, net increase $167,665.08.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Bertino, seconded by Commissioner Risley. Any commissioner comments? Seeing and hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 577.
Intergovernmental Services Agreement with the City of Atlantic City to provide environmental health services within the jurisdiction of Atlantic City, amount not to exceed $48,000.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Risley, seconded by Commissioner Burns. Any commissioner comments? Seeing and hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey? Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
Abstain.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 578.
I was a yes. Sorry, I didn't respond, so I thought Commissioner Coursey was trying to chime in.
Yeah, he,
I was abstaining from that vote.
Yes,
Okay.
Noted.
Resolution 578.
Resolution to comply with the Department of Human Services requirement for a standardized board resolution to be filed with the 2025 statewide respite care program by the Atlantic County Division of Intergenerational Services.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Burns, seconded by Commissioner Days. Any commissioner comments? Seeing and hearing none, anything from the public? We'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 579.
Business Associate Agreement between the New Jersey Department of Human Services, Division of Aging Services, and the Atlantic County Division of Intergenerational Services to be included with the 2025 statewide respite program.
Moved.
Second.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Burns, seconded by Commissioner Bertino. Any commissioner comments? Seeing and hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 580, please.
Competitive contracting for the provision of grant writing services for the Atlantic County pursuant to NJSA 40A:11-4.
Move. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Ballas, seconded by Commissioner Risley. Any commissioner comments? Seeing here none, anything from the public? Anyone, roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Forsy?
yes,
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
yes,
Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 581.
Resolution requesting a transfer in the 2024 budget in accordance with the provision of NJS 40A:4-58.
so move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Risley, seconded by Commissioner Parker. Any commissioner comments? Seeing here none, anything from the public? Anyone, roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Forsy?
Yes,
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
yes,
Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 582, please.
Memorandum of Understanding with the Atlantic County Utilities Authority to appropriate funding for the authority's landfill permanent capping project, Phase 2, amount not to exceed $7 million.
Move. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Parker, seconded by Commissioner Risley.
Yes.
Oh,
Madam Chair,
Commissioner?
on the resolution, obviously, the request has been made, of course, from the ACUA to transfer some funds, $7 million, to help them with some work that they're doing out there. I had asked for a copy of the memorandum of understanding, so we were specific on what the language was in that, to be sent to all the commissioners, which the board did send to everyone. Part of the aspect in that, if you read through that, indicated that some of the monies for the $7 million would be going towards rate stabilization. My company, my employer that works there, delivers trash, as everyone does in Atlantic County, to the ACUA. So for this purpose of this resolution, I have to abstain from the discussions on it, and I want that on the record.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. Okay, I realize we have Mr. Donato and Mr. Embry here. Did you want to come up before we have commissioner comments? I guess, obviously, one of our main concerns, we're talking about the capping, and then we've had a lot of, community people at us about, the smell and that, so how much is going to help that? So if you explain a little bit about where that might be going.
Sure, and I didn't have anything formally prepared. I was here just really to answer questions, but I can kind of give you a little sense on what that capping does, and I've kind of presented a little bit on this, I feel like I'm a regular here now. But that 16-acre capping really does quite a few things. So one of them is it's reducing the amount of leachate, which is rainwater that hits the trash. So it's the area that's closest to Absecon. The cap will help us do that. It also makes our gas collection system a little bit more efficient. So as we're pulling vacuum on our landfill, we can only pull so much or oxygen gets into the landfill. Can't pull oxygen into a landfill, it starts a landfill fire. So what the cap does is allows us to pull harder on that gas collection system and prevent some of the emissions that could be fugitive at that point. Mr. Bertino, as far as the rate stabilization, this funding usually comes out of what's considered our post-closure fund. It's an escrow amount that gets pulled out of every single ton of trash that comes into our landfill. And that goes into an account that's held by the NJDEP, and we provided a lot of those documents about a year or two ago with all the escrow accounts that we have. With COVID, actually all of New Jersey solid waste closure funds kind of got flipped upside down. You had inflation that was going crazy, you had interest rates that were also changing significantly, and then you also had the cost of construction. So as every landfill was planning on X amount for a 30-year post-closure, so that's what you plan for. You plan for the closure of it, and then there's a 30-year post-closure that you have to maintain and operate that landfill. And even after 30 years, which we found, they just extend it. So Pinelands Park is in its 34th year, we're still maintaining that through a post-closure period. And you take a certain amount of each, again, tonnage and put that in the post-closure. As that had kind of flipped upside down with the economics of everything, that caused us an issue where we couldn't cap now. It would have to take us, till the end of that 5 years to do that. And it would also require us to add more money to our tip fee for that post-closure. So that's where the kind of rate stabilization comes in. This is COVID funds. The ACUA did not get any, as an authority, any COVID money. We were thankful enough to get some money from Senator Palestina for overtime costs that he was able to get us in a state appropriation of $2 million, which was great. And this will be, again, another really big aspect in helping us continue to keep the lowest rate in the state when it comes to the municipal tonnage cost. So for a lot of those reasons, again, there's so many different benefits to this, and I appreciate the board here working with us. Over the last several months, Jerry and Bonnie have been great. Lynn and Art have also been very good with just, again, working through the MOU and the logistics of all this. So we appreciate that, and I hope that you approve this in the affirmative, but again, I want to thank you guys for your support on this.
Okay.
And if you have any questions.
Yeah, I just want to, address specifically the smell, the amount of time, this is going to take with this money and the capping. How long is it going to take for the quality of life for those neighbors?
So just so we're clear, and we talked a lot about like odors and the data and stuff. So looking back, I was looking at them just before we came here. We had 34 odor complaints in October in 2024. It seems like a lot. Again, it's never going to be zero. We did go through an election. We did go through a lot of publicity. We did go through also a lot of construction that we talked about digging in that landfill over that period. We had sent out notifications to the community in 2 different occasions, when we were drilling, when we were digging in the landfill, so we expected a little bit of an uptick. In 2023, we had 104 odor complaints. So we are leaps and bounds where we were in comparison to last year. This cap will be kind of, again, the next step. We just finished over $1 million of improvements to our system to be ready for that November, December, when the rain does finally come. It's going to come, we know, in droves. It's not going to stop raining. So we're prepared for that. And this cap will be the second portion of that. The contract, if this is awarded or this is approved today, is on our board agenda for next Thursday. We've already opened up bids. The pricing came in great. We're at like $7.2 million for the cost of this. And that'll get approved at our ACWA board meeting next Thursday. And then there'll be, as you know, contracts take 30 to 60 days to kind of execute. And by the first year, we'll be under construction for that. It's about a 6-month to 9-month process. If I were to guess, the cap would be pretty much intact by the middle of summer, end of July is what we'll be kind of looking at it. So again, it's just one more step that we're taking to make sure that we continue to stay ahead of anything that could pop up or arise, because you still have mechanical issues, you still have weather impacts, you still have all these things that do impact that system.
So I know at one point that you had said when you're opening it up to put more than wells or whatever in, that increased the problem with the smell.
Yep.
So is that going to happen during this also?
It could. There is some digging. It's not as invasive as when we were the last 8 weeks. So the last 8 weeks we were literally digging trenches in trash. We were digging 100 feet deep wells, and they pull the trash, the fresh waste out, and they put it alongside it, and they get it moved and covered, and then you have a vent there. That's a little bit more invasive, whereas when we're doing this capping, the only spot that they're actually exposing is on the bottom end of it. So the liner systems that protect us from groundwater contamination, think of it as a giant bathtub. That cap comes over top of it and then gets sealed to the top of that. So they have to kind of expose that outer edge, and that's really the only spot that you get some exposure of trash. Everywhere else they're putting additional dirt on top and then putting a liner and then more dirt. So definitely not as invasive, but there could be a potential for that. There's always a potential for some kind of hiccup. Again, we have a pretty expansive site. Commissioner Kern, you were there. Commissioner Burns, you have been there as well to kind of see. This is a pretty big operation, so there's a lot of things that kind of can impact us, but we're in a really good spot right now.
Okay. I mean, we always, appreciate your updates and coming in. If you can continue to do that as well, especially when this is gonna, when you're opening something up and it might, get to a worse, just so we have heads up of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But do you mind if any of the commissioners have any questions for you?
No, that's why I'm here. Yeah, absolutely.
Any
Fire away.
commissioners have any?
I have a quick question, from my understanding. So the proposed completion date will be next summer.
Right.
And then where you're filling now, we have another 5 to 8 years left on it.
Right.
And then we'll cap that. And then is there a plan, do we have a plan in place moving forward from that?
For capping or for disposal?
For disposal.
For disposal, so we're looking at a couple of different options. We're certainly looking at what we've done over the last 20 years, which is optimize that site. So I'd explained, I think back in September, maybe another presentation where, in 2002 and 2006 and 2014, all these years, we did these modifications where we tried to optimize our site. We don't have the space that Cape May, Monmouth, Salem has. We're bound by wetlands, we're bound by Parkway. So it's really optimizing angles. So in 2002, we had a landfill that used to do this as a bench, and we got rid of that bench and grabbed more capacity. In 2006, we added what was called the mechanically stabilized earth wall. That gained us capacity from 2016 to 2029. So our capacity would have been expired in 2016 if we hadn't continued to do that. So we're actually looking at that right now to see where can we optimize. Can we change an angle on a slope? Can we add a wall to one side? Again, not looking at 20 acre expansions. We're looking at trying to optimize the site because there'll never be another landfill in New Jersey, let alone in Atlantic County. So that's the golden ticket, to be honest with you, and that'll be something that this board will have to, whether they approve or not, that'll keep our rates where they are, keep them, if not the lowest, one of the lowest in the states. The other option is we're looking at waste conversion. We have an RFP that's going up to the Office of State Comptroller. Much more of a longer term plan. Again, it's not something that's going to happen in 3 years or 5 years. It's a 5 to 7 year plan, and it's diverting some of that waste away. Again, it's more of a longer term play. We're halfway through that process with our RFQ. We pre-approved 3 vendors back in December of 2023, and now we had to go through the RFP process. It's called the McEnroe Act that allows us to kind of go through a 2-step and pre-qualify those vendors. And then the third option is we would do a bridge, just like we had done in 1992 to 1998. There is a transfer station at our site that's very unique to Atlantic County. We have a transfer station that's about 1,000 feet from our landfill because originally we transferred waste out of here. Can we transfer waste tomorrow? No, there's some modifications that certainly need to be done to that transfer station. But as we get close to the end of that, we can certainly go out to the private market, see what is available, and use that as a bridge until we can find a little bit of a longer term solution. So that's kind of our 3-pronged approach, if you will, and there's some variations in between that too, with looking at trying to divert certain materials, and just again trying to extend the life of that. So.
Thank you.
Any other commissioners?
Madam Chair? Matt, we talk about the tip fee stabilization. That's not a separate thing, right? I mean, you're saying that by using the $7 million American Rescue Plan money, the ACUA does not have to spend its own money.
We don't have to increase. So right now there's say $1 a ton that goes into an escrow fee.
Right.
If say you don't approve the $7 million, right?
Right.
We would have to delay the permanent cap for 5 years, but we'd also have to increase that escrow amount that would go into it. So the tip fee would go up, say, $2 a ton to make up for that additional funding that we would need at the end of that 5 years for that permanent closure. So that's the stabilization part of it. It would reduce how much would have to go up for escrow amount.
Okay, so you said the bids were open. I know they went out the 31st, and it was 7.2. So you're asking for $7 million. So prior to 2021, when the Rescue Act money was available, what was the plan for capping?
So there was enough funds in there for the construction based off of construction costs, based off of interest rates, and based off of what inflation was. And what happened was your schedule as you're going down, it's like almost like a pro forma. And as you're looking at each year, you're putting X amount in based off of, say, 330,000 tons a year of trash going in. And at certain key times, you're able to take money out, and then you're also able to earn interest on that over 30 years of the post-closure. And with COVID, we all know, I mean, you guys have awarded a ton of contracts, the cost of construction went through the roof. So now all of a sudden, as these third-party engineers are putting these post-closure plans together, the construction costs are going up. Well, you can't just magically make them go up and not have the money in there to do that. So you're working on trying to balance those numbers a bit. It's like, balancing a checkbook almost. So what we would have to do is we would have to increase that amount and then again postpone that capping for 5 years until we could have that stood away.
Okay, just wanted to make it clear. I mean, it sounds like to stabilize, it sounds like this money is being used directly to subsidize the daily operations of the ACUA, and it's
not the operations, the closure, the permanent closure of 16 acres. So operations are totally different.
Okay, Jerry, I just have a question. Did the county have other plans for this money prior to the ACUA's ask?
Well, we did. We went through our whole entire plan. And we got to the point where we had several conversations. And originally, their request was for 4.5 and 2.5 to $7 million for capping and for a pump station in Pleasantville. We did that along with everything that we needed. So we fit that in. So we felt very comfortable with what we were doing. And so yes, we went to the executive and said to the executive, look, they've asked for these 2 projects. We think they're valid projects. They meet. As a matter of fact, you guys did like about a 3.5-page memo for us
Mhm.
to go back to the state to say, we'd like to do this as a capping project, and these are the reasons why we think they meet the American Rescue Plan requirements. They said they do, and so therefore we added them into our plan. So, yes, correct.
There was also a bigger impact too as far as the entire county. So when Pleasantville Pump Station is our biggest pump station, it handles all of the mainland sewer flow. So that was a huge impact to, again, reducing costs on what we had to do on the wastewater side. But when you talk about the trash and you talk about the tip fee, that touches every single taxpayer in Atlantic County. So that had a bigger kind of impact on that. So we've been kind of going through this for quite a few years, for I want to say 2.5 years now.
Any other commissioner? Commissioner Mel?
Chair, yeah, Matt, of the 7 million, what's the split? I mean, how much for capping, how much for re-stabilization?
It's all capping.
It's all in the cap?
It's all capping.
Anything that you cap, there's not gonna be trash put on top of the cap anytime in the future?
Correct. It's a permanent cap.
Permanent cap?
Yep. Yep.
Any other commissioner comments, questions?
Madam Chair, can you hear me?
Well, I can, Commissioner Corsi.
Madam Chair, good evening to certainly all my colleagues, and I want to thank the gentleman for giving us this update. I'm still a little hesitant to support this because he indicated that in 2023, I don't want to misquote him, how many calls he got opposed to 2024. And we all know that there's still been a serious issue regarding the smell, et cetera, in Absecon, as all of us is aware of. However, I can commend and appreciate them trying to address a lot of those issues. I'm just worried and concerned. Are we basically throwing money, good money after bad down the road? We don't know that because it could be used as a benchmark to spend this type of money to try to cap it. And then 7, 8 years down the road, we find ourselves right back in the same situation. So I'm not comfortable supporting this resolution today. I think there still needs to be some more stuff answered in terms of what was the latest, or when's the latest you met with the city of Absecon residents who has been leading the charge for the most part regarding the smell. I get the smells from right here in Atlantic City, as you know. I live directly across from the plant here in Atlantic City on Route 30, and so every now and then we get a hell of a whiff of that sewer plant over there. But not that this has to do with the ACUA over there. But I'm a little concerned about are we really doing the right thing and spending this type of money, not knowing if this is going to solve the problem. I remember a couple of years that Mr. Dovey came to the commissioners meeting and said this landfill had probably 5 to 7 years left on its life expansion. And I think you just mentioned doing this capping, it may add another 7 to 8 years. I don't want to misquote you, but that's how I took it, that you may have another 7 to 8 years on this job if you do it this way. And please correct me if I'm wrong.
So this would be permanent cap, would be touched. This is what we have to do regardless of odors, regardless of concerns from Absecon or anybody else. This is part of the closure of a landfill. This is part of the plan. This isn't, and this is an option for us. So we have to do it either way. It'll just be delayed. The American Rescue Act plans actually expired at the end of this year. So that's the other part of this, is the money has to be spent or it goes back to the federal government. Mr. Corsi, as far as reaching out to Absecon, we engaged with just about the entire council, so on both the Democratic and Republican side. We had provided tours. I want to say 4 weeks ago, we had kind of done the open house, had both groups of them in there, kind of went through everything we were doing, all the stuff that was happening as far as improvements, gas collection, and also the improvements. I mean, 34 during a lawsuit election season and things being posted all over Facebook is actually really, really good in comparison to that 104. So I know that the commissioners up here and people still can drive down Westcote Road or can go down Mill Road. It's very close to the landfill. The parkway there at exit 38 is several hundred feet. You can see our landfill 700 feet from our landfill. Those are some areas that they'll never, you drive up the parkway to Monmouth County, or you drive down the turnpike to Burlington County, you'll get those as you're close. They're industrial areas, and that's why they were cited there. some of these communities that were developed after the fact. It's something that we're constantly trying to be good neighbors about, but we've certainly been transparent and communicative with Absecon, with Egg Harbor Township, with Pleasantville, wherever we can. We've continued to kind of engage with them, and then also continue to provide updates on our site. So there's, again, anybody that's listening, if they want to be updated for something that, hey, there was a mechanical issue overnight, there could be an increase, we'll send an email out, or we'll post something on there. Just go right to our site, there's a landing page right there where we provide all that information, but again, also provide a hotline. We also provide a online form that goes to several of our cell phones, so we contact people and investigate those things. But we've done everything to try to be as transparent and communicative with Absecon and any other municipal official. I know Commissioner Davis.
Yeah, I've seen your updates as well. Now, you have an active hotline, and that's 24/7?
So the active hotline, as far as the phone number, is obviously just our opening hours, but the form that people submit goes right to our solid waste director, vice president's cell phones, and our landfill manager's cell phone. So that is, I've talked to people at 8:30 at night on New Year's Day, talked to a woman because she had smelled the landfill, call her up and had a very good conversation. Typically when people understand the situation and they answer the phone, they kind of get it. They're not happy, but they understand that this is a fact of all of us. Nobody's trash here does not smell. All of our trash smells and has to go somewhere. So Mr. Corsi, you're talking about the treatment plant. Same thing there. I've mentioned it before. We handle the smelly waste for Atlantic County. The stuff that people don't want to have to think about. And our goal is to try to make sure that people don't smell it once it leaves their driveway. So.
I have one more question for you, and then I'm done, Madam Chair. So when you met with the Absecon City Council and the administration, what was the outtake? What was the outcome of the meeting on both sides of the aisle? I mean, you mentioned Democrats, Republicans. I mean, what was their feedback after they did the walkthrough and with your open house?
So I think the biggest thing was they understand that landfill gas collection isn't as straightforward and simple as you want it to be, as I want it to be. It's not the flick of a switch. It's not a valve that we have to close. There are so many impacts to what can cause landfill emissions to migrate off-site. And that is something that you can't explain here in a meeting. There's been so many people that I've brought to that site, and you have to smell it, see it, feel it, understand what kind of operation, the amount of trash that we generate in Atlantic County. So I think that was probably the biggest takeaway from it, to go, okay, this is the piping you're talking about. These are the wells that you're talking about. When you put a visual to what I'm saying, it becomes a lot realer, So I think that was probably the biggest takeaway that both sides of them had, that they understood it. Again, did it solve the problem because they came on site? No. Did we do anything different because they came on site? No. We were already going full steam ahead, and that's why we were doing this work now in August and September and finishing up in October, as opposed to last year, we started planning in July, got delayed, and the work wasn't being done until November, December. At that point, we had rain. At that point, we really were struggling to kind of, we say, get the genie back in the bottle. So this year, again, looking at how do we get ahead of this before it starts to rain, before we know it's going to rain, we know it's going to get colder. How do we do that? So that's what we were kind of gearing up for the end of this summer.
So let me just say thank you so much. I appreciate that information and the update. As I indicated, I'm always excited to hear what the updates are. As I indicated in the beginning, I'm just not comfortable in terms of voting for this resolution, only because I don't know if we really putting out good money against something down the road. As you indicated, it still has to be capped. I do understand that part, but I really appreciate you coming and giving the update. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the questions.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Bell?
Yeah, just so that I understand, maybe everybody understands, this capping project, you're required by law to do it, correct? The unusable sections, which is 16 acres of your site, that cannot obtain any more trash and has to be capped by law. Mm-hmm. You're either going to pay for it out of this COVID money, or you're going to pay for it out of money that comes from raising fees, which is spread along the entire county.
Correct.
Either way, the capping has got to be done by law.
Correct.
Correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. Simple as that.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other commissioner comments?
That don't necessarily mean the law is always correct, neither commission.
This is a good one. You want landfills to be capped.
Thank you, Commissioner Corsi. Thank you, Commissioner. Any other commissioner comments, questions? Okay, I want to thank you and your chair, Commissioner Embry has, I don't know, would you like to introduce him? Because I don't know if everybody on the
So
board-
Marvin Embry is our fearless chairman. He's been with the ACUA board for 31 years, coming up in May. You want to talk about one of the most dedicated board members, chairman, I mean, knows the people in the organization, has just been a huge proponent of the ACUA, and we couldn't have a better person kind of leading us. Really cares about the people in the organization and the county as a whole too. Well, he wouldn't have said that about himself. You know?
I didn't come here for that. I brought Matt to answer all the questions. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
But if it passes, we're very grateful and we're thankful for on behalf of the board and the authority, we're thankful and grateful for the capping money. It has to be done, and it avoids the delay of up to 5 years, so thank you very much.
Okay, before we go to public comment, I'd like to see if our senator would like to say anything. I know you've been a very, very strong opponent for that, the neighbors and for the community. So,
thank you, Madam Chair. It's great to be here. I just wanted to say thank you for the interaction with the elected officials on this topic and with the ACUA. Obviously, we had, it's a public event a few weeks ago. Really because we're the ones that are elected and we're the ones that have to answer to the people, and obviously this has been a challenging issue. I want to thank Matt. Matt and I did have an opportunity to meet this morning. We had some animated conversation for a period of time, but then had an opportunity to talk about this issue specifically and what the plans were. Obviously, I know Madam Chair and I know all of you want to make sure that the entity that is responsible for the issue understands that there is their responsibility to deal with the issue. And that's really what we were trying to get to. And I think after the conversation, I think everybody understands that. Obviously, as Matt has told you many times, you're going to deal with some issues related to odors with the landfill, but they have a plan that they are executing upon. This is part of it, and yes, to all of you, being an engineer, landfill must be capped. It has to happen, and it helps with these situations, with leachate and with the rainwater getting into the landfill. So this is going to help the overall situation. I want to thank Matt Denoff, and I want to thank the ACUA. We had some candid, frank conversations about some of the dialogue that led up to a couple weeks ago, and I want to thank him for kind of giving me the perspective that they have on how we're going to deal with this and get through it. I have confidence that they are capable of doing it. They know what they're doing, and they know that they need to deal with it. And the only thing I would ask now, because my office has been involved, communication obviously is key. And you're absolutely right, Cheryl, to the extent that they can communicate with you. And then I want to thank Tara, because the communication with our office has been improved tremendously, I would say, throughout 2024. So to the extent that we can improve that communication to our office too, to the extent that we can keep people informed. They don't always like the situation or like what they're facing, but as long as we can keep them informed and give them some sense that there is a path forward and we're going to figure out a way to deal with this, I think they are going to be in a much better position. So just wanted to come out and say thank you to the Commissioner Board for the interaction, and to the ACUA. We are all collectively committed to getting the situation resolved. And again, thank you.
Thank you, Senator, and thank you for being such a strong advocate for our citizens, not just on this situation, but on the others. You come out, you speak up, and we very much appreciate that. Thank you, Senator. Okay, any other comments from our commissioners? Seeing and hearing none. Anything from the public?
Kathleen Speed.
Okay. Kathleen?
Commissioner Kern, can you hear me?
We can.
Yeah. Madam Chair, thank you. Thank you. My name is Kathleen Spaeth, and I live in Linwood, and I'm one of the 14 municipalities that sends our trash and our recycling to ACUA. I think at this point, I want to really appreciate the commissioner's discussion of this topic. I appreciate Mr. DeNafo being there today to explain this topic. I know that it has not been easy the last few years with the smells that are coming from ACUA, but I think that there are plans in place. And there's $7 million, and if this $7 million can be used because it was paid for us by us taxpayers with the federal recovery funds, I think we should vote in the affirmative and let this process work its way through. This area of the ACUA landfill needs to be capped, and hopefully that will help with some of the mitigating smells. And I think we need to collectively, all of us, and I know we are, work on some type of solutions to help those residents who have to smell what's coming from the ACUA. And I appreciate the time and the effort that's going into this, and I'm glad to hear that Senator Palestino has been meeting with the president of ACUA, and that it's not going to be so much adversarial conversation anymore, and we're all going to collectively work on this. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for being here, and thank you very much for your comments. Do we have anybody else for the public? Creed. Okay. Creed, make sure you unmute yourself. Mr. Pogue, are you there? Have you unmuted yourself on your side? I don't know what's going on.
Just type this information in and-
Yeah, if you want, Mr. Pogue, if you want to type it in, you know, we can't do that?
I don't think we have a chat.
Sorry, we don't have that chatter. Okay. Oh. Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Patino?
Abstain.
Burns?
Yes.
Corsi?
No.
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, at this time, I'll entertain a motion to combine and adopt resolutions number 583 to 589, Chapter 159.
So move.
Thank you for your comments.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi and seconded by Commissioner Ballas. Any commissioner comments? Seeing here none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Patino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. And I'll also entertain a motion to combine and adopt resolution number 590 to 593.
That's the best guy you'll ever run
So
into.
move.
Second, no, one of them.
Moved by Commissioner Burns, seconded by Commissioner Corsi. Any commissioner comments? Seeing hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Patino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. We have a commissioner-sponsored resolution 594.
Resolution recognizing November as Diabetes Awareness Month and recognizing individuals living with diabetes and their caregivers, sponsored June Burns.
Madam Chair.
Second?
Sorry.
Okay. Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Days. The floor is yours, Commissioner.
So 34 years ago this month, National Diabetes Awareness Month, I was diagnosed with type 1 insulin-dependent diabetes. I've never come out and told people about it. I always saw it as a weakness. I take care of it. My family is aware of it through exercise, diet, insulin. I wear an insulin pump. Why am I coming out now? I met Tara, and we're sitting next to each other at a conference, and she was checking her daughter's blood sugar, and she said, excuse me just 1 second. My daughter was recently diagnosed with diabetes, and she wears a pump, and I communicate with her through her Dexcom. And I said to her, I am too. And she went, what? You are. So I'm taking what I've always seen as a weakness, and I'm using it as a strength to help people like Tara, who take care of her daughter, and to other patients out there, maybe people that don't realize they have it. It was National Diabetes Month. You see it everywhere. And I said to my family, I think I have that. I have all those symptoms. And they're like, you're crazy. Let's go get blood work for you. And sure enough, I did. And again, I'm out there to help people like Tara. My doctor is floored that I'm doing this because I tell him no all the time when he wants me to help him with a fundraiser or awareness. I'm like, nope, I'll do anything else. I'll help you with children, I'll help you with with seniors. I won't do that, but I will now. And he has told me that he's working on testing, what's it called, Tara? For family members.
The trial?
Yes.
Okay.
The trial net, where your family members, anybody can go out and be tested to see if you carry the gene. And you can see if it's in your future, and there is treatments now that will offset the problems and help you out. He was hoping that maybe through our hospital systems, we could do something maybe next November where we offer through our two hospital systems, Atlantic County residents to be tested to see if you carry the gene or to see if you have diabetes, because people have it and they don't realize that they have it. So thank you. Thanks for listening to me.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for sharing.
Thank you. Do we have any other commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, well, roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
Yes, motion carries. Okay, we're down to communications and petitions. Does anybody have any written communications or petitions they'd like to share?
Madam Chair.
Mr. Ballard.
Yeah, just one, and it's kind of strange, but in the future, Jerry, can we not approve any coin drops at Zion and Ocean Heights Avenue on the first Saturday of November? That's when they have the pumpkin run, which is right down the street from Fleming's, which draws thousands and thousands of vehicles. And that intersection was a mess the whole day.
We don't approve them.
Well, I know. You sent them to us, but I won't be here, so please don't approve it.
Write that one down, Sarah.
Yeah.
We would take that under
I'll write
advisement,
that one
sir.
down.
Yeah, just any other weekend other than that weekend.
Yeah, good point, about
I got a ton of
crazy
phone
now.
calls on that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Good point. Thank you, Commissioner Bell. Anybody else
Sorry.
have anything you want to share? Okay, any reports of special committees of the board? Okay, any unfinished business? Any new business? Okay, anyone attending in person, we'll go to public comments that would like to speak now. At public comments, please come to the podium, speak into the microphone, state your name and the town you reside. If you're attending virtually and would like to make a public comment, please raise your hand. I'll call upon your name and the request to unmute will be sent. Please state your name, the town you reside. You will also be provided up to 3 minutes. Do we have anybody from the public that would like to speak outside of Mr. Code? I don't know, it's gotta be something on his end because you've unmuted him, so. And then we have the other, Mrs. Spade on.
He's never been this quiet.
So true, so true. Okay, any comments for the good of the order? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made, second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you everyone for being here.